Last week, 8 House Republicans, joined by a unified Democratic caucus, voted to eject Congressman Kevin McCarthy from the position of Speaker of the House. One of those Republicans, Representative Nancy Mace, joins us. The reason you voted down McCarthy was because promises you were made were not kept. You've been working very hard on very specific issues for a very long time. When you shake a hand, make a promise, you ought to keep it.
Well, first of all, he made a promise to our country that he would follow the law and present a budget and 12 spending bills. There's a law from 1974, the Budget Impact and Control Act, that says we were supposed to do that. But Congress always manufactures an emergency every year, like they don't know that September 30th exists. And they skirt the law with CRs. Number one, I want a speaker who will keep their word and who will get the job done. This is about the future of our country and mortgaging our kids' future, and I'm unwilling to do that.
Okay. Well, on the balanced budget amendment was introduced by you September 18th.
Well, again, for me, it's someone that will keep their promises, that will keep their word, and not kicking the can down the road. And it was a matter of trust, not just for me, but there were other members in our conference. There were members on both sides of the aisle. And it's very important that when we make a promise to the American people, we really ought to keep it. We've got to stand up for the people of our country. I'm going to stand up against the folks in Washington that want to do the same thing we've always done. But again, when we make promises to our country, we ought to keep them. And I'm excited about the prospects of the speakers next week.
What fulfillment of those promises is required for you? I mean, is that what you're asking of Jim Jordan and Steve Scalise, the two candidates?
I have spoken to both of them. They are committed to bringing our party together and unifying and not continuing the division that we have. And that's what we need to do. I think it's a great opportunity. Could be cathartic for the party and could be very positive next week.
You voted to certify the 2020 election. Steve Scalise did not. By CBS standards, that makes him an election denier. Is that disqualifying for you?
I am going to be supporting Jim Jordan for Speaker for a number of reasons. I think that his values, his work ethic, his ability to just run circles around everyone with regards to policy and pushing forward.
Former Congresswoman Liz Cheney, who, as you know, is one of the lead investigators on the January 6th committee, warned Republicans against making him Speaker of the House.
Jim Jordan knew more about what Donald Trump had planned for January 6th than any other member of the House of Representatives. And if the Republicans decide that Jim Jordan should be the Speaker of the House, there would no longer be any possible way to argue that a group of elected Republicans could be counted on to defend the Constitution.
That is a chilling statement. Does it give you any pause?
I got primaried because of my vote to certify, because I spoke out.
Outright treason.
Yeah, I don't know anything, but again, nothing's come out of the ethics committee. I also heard in the last couple of days, in terms of the retribution against Matt Gaetz, they were going to pull something out of ethics committee and get him back. I'm being threatened to be thrown off of my committees. I'm being threatened to be thrown out of the conference. They're threatening to take my gavel away on oversight. There's just a lot by fellow members. I mean, there was a letter signed on Friday, and so I want to use this as an opportunity to say I'm willing to work with anyone who's willing to work with me. We want to move our country forward and unite during the speaker debate and the vote this week.
Manipulated by lies, silenced by taboos.
I don't make money from China. You do. I don't make money from Ukraine. You do. I don't make money from Russia. You made $3.5 million, Joe.